the reason we're doing today's live, this video, is to address an issue that I've noticed. It's the Hadith rejectors. Now, Munkirus Sunnah, those who deny Sunnah, that's the official name, by the way. The name Quraniyun is kind of the name in the market. They call it the Quranis. The problem with that name, even the scholars have said, the problem with this name is it's an honorable name to have. You know, we are Quranis. We follow the Quran. To apply it to them, it helps serve the purpose that, oh yeah, they just take the Quran, and that's kind of what everybody's come to understand and recognize when you say this name. However, it gives an honorable title to a people who are not deserving of that title, because they do not follow the Quran. This is the problem. We will highlight this, inshallah, as we go along. They do not follow the Quran. If they did, they would accept the Sunnah. It's not rocket science. So the Quraniyun, we'll use that word as we move on through this video, just because that's the known term in the market. So we just don't over-confuse it or over-complicate it. These are the Hadith rejectors. They've been popping up on social media, running their own lives and pushing out videos, and people are commenting and liking that Hadith is evil, it is satanic, it has caused confusion, it is, it's all made up, it's hearsay, it was collected and written 200 years after the Prophet's death. There's a lot of different allegations. They don't make sense. They contradict the Quran. Allah does not say to take from the Prophet. The Sunnah, if you take from it, then it becomes shirk. It's like you're associating partners with Allah. I thought the Quran was enough. There's enough verses in the Quran that say that the Quran is the best of Hadith, that we should take our Sharia and our laws from the Quran. How can we take it from the Sunnah, especially if we're taking it from a Sunnah that was written 200 years after his death, based on hearsay, passed through this grand conspiracy of popes, and I'm putting that in quotes as in shuyukh and ulama, who are in this little temple, who have conspired this little scheme and plan to write these hearsay messages and push them out that serves a larger purpose, to protect the government that they don't like, to protect a way of life that is incorrect, to deviate people from the straight path, because Allah says, Hadeeth sirati, this is my path, but now through this, you're causing all this confusion. Look what you're doing. And this was a deliberate attack. So they're all satanic. All these shuyukh and ulama, they're all bad guys working for the devil, because they're trying to deviate mankind from the straight path by injecting the ummah with this, as they quote, ma'adallah, nonsense. Okay? So this is the issue that's going on. Now, a lot of the times, not all the time, but a lot of the times, this issue is pushed out by those who don't speak Arabic. This isn't a stab at people who don't speak Arabic, nothing to do with that. May Allah grant us all knowledge that is beneficial and allow us to benefit from the knowledge that we learn. However, it is somewhat problematic when someone tries to explain Japanese poetry and they don't know how to speak Japanese. And you're trying to explain the grammatical rules and the way to use the words and the idioms involved and the meanings and so forth. You don't even speak the language. You don't even know the culture. There's a problem there. Understand the language behind it, understand the science behind it, understand the history behind it. Then it will give you a better foot. Not that this is right or wrong, but at least start with that. So you will find oftentimes, but not all the time, that is the case. Then you will find that this stems, and we'll go into the details of this, but it stems usually from a subjective experience with either fake ahadith, weak ahadith that are not true, that have been proven not true. They are weak until they were reflected or studied upon by other scholars who said, okay, this was classified as weak, but it's actually incorrect or it's fabricated or whatever the case is. Or by people in the culture who would adopt or live by a certain hadith in an incorrect manner, either to serve their own benefit or to serve a cultural norm. The culture says, Sunnah says, therefore I will do X, Y, and Z. And it's culture first and then Sunnah second. But if we can try to justify the culture or the personal desire by twisting a word, or we can misunderstand or misinterpret a certain Sunnah or word in the Sunnah, then we get away with this out. Prophet ﷺ said, therefore, you got to deal with it. That leaves an impact on the victim of that situation. That victim now goes to an extreme. Says, wow, these people are fruitcakes. This is awful. I would never accept that. This whole hadith thing must be thrown out the window. This is a problem. We'll get to those. I'm jumping the gun here, but I'm just giving you an idea of who we're up against. Now you see, there is no ummah on the face of the earth that has ever existed and will never exist like the ummah of Muhammad ﷺ. How so? For many reasons, obviously, but how so specifically? There is no ummah, religion, well, there's only one religion, Deen and Allah, Islam, but the way it's understood in today's society, the different religions, none of them know their Prophet ﷺ the way we do. None of them know what he used to like to eat. what made him happy, what made him angry, what made him sad. No, but they don't know about their wives. They don't know about the foods that he liked. They don't know about the battles that their respective prophets, the battles that they fought. They don't know about their children. They don't know about their families. They don't know anything about them. They don't know what they said. They don't know how they said it. They don't know their expressions. They don't know what they looked like. Nothing. No ummah exists or existed like our ummah, where we know down to the T what the Prophet ﷺ liked to eat, how he slept, his wives, his history, the battles, the food, who he liked, who he didn't like, how he spoke, the tone, his height, his face, his expressions. Every single detail about the Prophet ﷺ, we know. Every single detail. There is no ummah that has that. Not a single ummah. And Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has blessed us out of His mercy with infinite blessings. You cannot count it. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. And if you try to count the blessings of Allah, you will not be able to count them. Fair. Of all the blessings that we have, try to think about that. Your mind, the ability to breathe, your heart, your health, your family, your friends, your parents, your siblings, your children, your vision, your hearing, your senses, everything about you that Allah has blessed you with. Everything. Even there's things you can't even think of. SubhanAllah. All of that Allah has blessed you with. The best of all of those blessings is the fact that you are a Muslim. Because the best thing is Hidayah. The best thing is your guidance, right? And so you have subscribed now to the best ummah. كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ. You are the best of nations sent out to the people. And of all the ummah, that each one got a messenger, each one got a message, each one had their trials or tribulations, each one had their sunnah, their own sharia. The Jews had a sharia, the Christians had a sharia. Every prophet came with their sharia. The deen is the same, the deen and the law is Islam. But they had different rules. None of them have what we have.